This is Big 12 Radio, Big 12 Today with James Westling. I am Ari Temkin, and now we'll welcome in somebody else that's from Topeka, Kansas. That's NiJaree Canady from, of course, Topeka and from the Texas Tech Red Raiders, who is named the Big 12 Female Athlete of the Year. So, first off, NiJaree, congratulations. What an incredible accomplishment. And no surprises here in a group of incredible athletes across the board in the Big 12. Certainly, you stood above all of them this season. So, congratulations, Nija.
Thank you so much. And thanks for having me.
Yeah. So, let me ask you something. Are you uncomfortable when people talk positively about you, like glow about you?
A little bit. I try not to make it obvious, but a little bit.
All right. So, James, don't say anything nice about her.
Right, exactly. Yeah, the rest of the way. So on Monday's show, Nigel, we'll have Ari power rank his favorite athletes that played high school ball in Topeka, Kansas. I'm
Mhm.
sure it'll be me and you at the top, neck and neck. But tell us about your journey because it's really cool. Like you went to a different middle school and then you transferred to a different high school, and just how the recruiting process went for you and how you ultimately landed at Texas Tech.
Yeah, so I remember so I started off and we were kind of talking about this, but I went to Washburn Rural Middle School, which was funny. And then my dad graduated from Topeka High School. So both me and my brother just transferred there. So I spent 4 years at Topeka High. I played basketball and softball, and then yeah, decided to focus on softball kind of when recruiting started getting serious. And actually, my class, the 2022 class, I feel like recruiting was a little different just because we were going through it during the time of COVID. So I remember just getting recruited and like we were on FaceTime calls, like seeing campuses and things like that, just because we couldn't go, like we couldn't travel at all. We couldn't go see campuses. So I remember just looking up schools a lot online and things like that. And then yeah, I've originally committed to Stanford where I spent 2 years and then came to Texas Tech.
Yeah. I mean, we'll have a sense of how difficult it is to be recruited in that period of time. I mean, obviously, where you're going to spend your life living is pretty substantial. And to be visiting places virtually, I mean, I know that schools throughout that process try to manage that as best as possible, but could you just kind of give people a sense of just the difficulty of trying to choose a school at a time when you really couldn't go see the school?
Yeah, so it was really hard. I remember actually I remember the pitching coach at Stanford, Coach Nyberg. She was showing me around like the locker room and stuff, and she was on FaceTime and like sending me videos just because that was really the only thing you could do it. But um actually I remember I waited a long time to commit. So for softball, the recruiting period starts September 1st, so your junior year. So that fall. And usually most kids commit like between that fall and winter. But of course you couldn't travel to a school, and a big
Wow.
thing for me was that I went to see a school before I committed. So I waited until kind of that summer to make my decision, because that's when all of the like COVID regulations started lifting. So I waited that summer, and actually I want to say I took one last visit like during my senior year of high school, which is really late for softball. Usually people are committed by then, but I just wanted to make sure I really saw as many schools as I wanted, and didn't want to feel rushed, especially like you said, that's where you're going to be spending some time at. And so, yeah, I just waited and wanted to make sure it was the right fit. And then I ended up committing to Stanford.
We are joined here on Big 12 Today by the Big 12 Female Athlete of the Year, Texas Tech star softball player NiJaree Canady. And we are huge fans of your coach as well, Jerry Glasgow, who started coaching competitive softball like in his mid 40s at a small JV high school in Illinois. But I know he's kind of birthed some really big summer softball programs. So, what were your first impressions of Coach Glasgow? How long have you known him, and what were those early conversations like?
Yeah, so actually I remember he recruited me a little bit when he was at UL. So my first like time around, I was talking to him a little bit. And then yeah, the opportunity came up again. I started talking to him more and more. And of course, I remember last summer, like my recruiting process, I feel like that was even crazier just because one, I feel like when you're transferring, the window's shorter And then I was also playing with Team USA. So I was in Japan for a couple weeks. And that was a little crazy too, just because I was still trying to talk to coaches and there's like a 10-hour time change or something crazy. So that made it a little harder too. But yeah, I just started, I was in contact with him. And then I know when he first went from UL to Texas Tech, I saw a lot of his best players were going with him. So that's obviously a really good sign.
Yeah, and I guess did he sell you on a vision? I mean, you were going from a program that was a perennial Women's College World Series participant to a program that had never been there before you got there. So what did he sell you on, and was it that he was bringing some of those great players from UL over that you knew that this team could be competitive towards getting to a Women's College World Series?
Yeah, so I definitely first saw just the people who was bringing over, and then I remember my visit. He had a huge like poster board up just of like his numbers offensively and things he's done like as a hitting coach. So I think it was like six of these huge just like poster boards with just numbers and stats and players he's worked with and how they've developed and um, just things he's worked with on. And I don't know, I got there and I didn't even talk to Coach Tara that much about pitching. It was with him and I went to talk to him about hitting. So that was really fun. And we just dove in about hitting and just the hitters he's worked with and just how many runs his teams have put up and things like that.
So he sold you essentially on the offense, knowing that you could be, the defense, for lack of a better term. So is hitting something that you're really wanting to work on for next season? Like, we look at your numbers, we're like, how could she be even better than she was this season? So take us through what you're working on during the offseason.
Yeah, so actually I spent most of fall just hitting with him and then winter hit and we started to focus a little bit more on pitching, but I obviously we didn't end the year how we wanted to, but I feel like my hitting's come a long way this year and I've just been working with him a lot. So definitely a goal this fall is just to keep working on that.
What do you work on to improve as a pitcher, Nija?
So there's always things to improve on. So I'm still working on my spots, getting just tighter spin on everything, and just locating things better. I feel like you can always just locate things better and put pitches exactly where you want it to. So actually, I feel like I'm working more on stuff now than I was when I was younger because I don't know, I'm more picky with myself now.
So at what age, because you played a variety of sports and you were a really good basketball player too, at what age did you realize like softball's going to be it for me?
I want to say around my junior year again. S- that's when actually won our first state title that year in softball. So that's when I kind of started getting an inkling that I was decent at the sport. And then I don't know, basketball for me always came. It was always easier. I started playing basketball when I was younger, so I feel like I caught that. Like I just grew up playing it. So we had a basketball goal in my house growing up. So. Um, that just stuck to me more easily. And then I don't know, pitching it's so mechanical. So it took me a while to kind of grasp it. And I always threw hard, but I didn't have any spin at all. I didn't have any control. So you didn't really know where the ball was going. So eventually when I did get it and I did learn how to play softball and like, I don't know, control my spin and everything like that, I didn't think I could give it up. So that's kind of why I went with softball.
Were you surprised by the reaction to the run for Tech this year? And obviously, you're not far from the spotlight. I mean, you were a big time player at Stanford, and everybody knew you. But I mean, I guess were you surprised by all the attention that you got at Tech and that Tech got with that run?
Yeah, I was definitely surprised, but it was also just fun to watch um, softball grow here. I remember at the beginning of the year, we didn't have as many fans and support as would have wanted, but just as the year went on, just seeing how many people came to games, and I remember we ended the year our home games at regionals at Texas Tech, and it was just sold out. So just being able to see that growth happen one year has been incredible. So I'm excited to what next year is going to hold.
Nija, have you been involved in the recruiting process during the transfer portal window at Texas Tech? Because you guys are cleaning up for next season.
Yeah, so I canceled a Miami trip to stay back and have help host some recruits. So yeah, I knew we were getting some people in, so we were definitely trying to go all in, and that was the goal, just reload for next year, and not only just next year, but years to come, and just turn Texas Tech into a powerhouse softball wise. So I remember it was about a week and a half to 2 weeks where I was definitely, you guys know recruiting's eating out a lot. So I had like leftovers in my fridge from just all the recruiting dinners and all of that. But it was worth it. I feel like we got a good group of girls coming in.
So did you get to go to Miami?
I did not get to go to him. It's
You didn't
worth it though.
trip?
It's worth it. No.
Not even like later after it was all done. There was no
No,
Miami trip? No? We got to get her
no,
to
but
Miami. Come on.
no, it was worth it. It was worth it.
Well, and to that end, like, obviously you pitched so many innings. So was it important for you to know that they could have an arm to count on? And how do you balance that between how competitive you are and wanting to throw every inning?
Definitely, yeah. Honestly, at the end of the day, I want to do whatever's best for the team. So honestly, if we win a national championship and I'm sitting on the bench, we win a national championship and I'm sitting on the bench. So honestly, whatever it takes to help win, that's what I'm willing to do.
NiJaree, that in itself is an incredible story that you skipped a vacation, a trip to Miami to stay back in Lubbock, Texas to recruit for next season. Like, man, that's
Well, and
that's
it worked.
awesome stuff.
It worked. It was a
It
crazy
did work.
days.
Yeah, I would have been a little upset if we didn't get all the people we got, but I think it's worth it.
Right, that's got to be the lead during your recruiting pitch. Like, hey guys, I could be in Miami right now. I'm here with you, so sign
Yep.
on the dotted line. Let's go. Did anything about the Big 12 surprise you? You told us during the commercial break that your dad grew up a huge KU basketball fan and that you played that sport growing up. So I'm sure you were familiar with the conference, but did you think you'd be able to come in and dominate, like you did? And what was a surprise to you?
Um, Honestly, I think my biggest surprise, or honestly my best memory from being in the Big 12 my first year, was playing at KU. So I went there, my we went there for conference and just playing a 3 game series there and just going back to like my hometown. I'm like 30 minutes away from Lawrence. So I think that was the best surprise, just being able to play there.
Yeah. Take it easy on the Jayhawks next year, will you?
They gave us a run for our money. They had a couple of good games.
Yeah. No, you're right. Um, what does it mean? Bless you. What does it mean to you to be the Big 12 female athlete of the year?
It means everything. Just knowing, honestly, all the athletes, female athletes that have played, just played in this conference throughout all the sports. I feel like the Big 12 is just growing and growing. So that means a lot. And then obviously to win it alongside Travis Hunter means a lot, and just the things he's doing.
Mm. Yeah, pretty remarkable. And like Haley Van Lith and so many other great competitors. I mean, some great track and field athletes that won national championships. I mean, it says a lot about how good this conference is, top to bottom. And look, I mean, what a run! But you said it. We didn't reach our goal, right? I mean, you fell one game short. So I can't wait to see you guys next year because I think in some ways you're going to be villains. Because of the way the team was built. Like, there's going to be a lot of like, oh, they paid a bunch of money for this team, and so like I can't wait to watch you guys play next year. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Go win a national championship, NiJaree. Go get it done.
Thank you, thank you. That's the goal.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time. Congrats. Enjoy the rest of your summer. Take care, NiJaree. Be well.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Bye.
NiJaree. That was awesome.